Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Stu, and this is PBTV. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, and today we're going to take a look at Hi-Capas. So welcome back. So normally on a Thursday we do brands as a live stream. So moving on from that, and in keeping with the new player vibe that we're doing this week, we've had a load of little bits of like entry bundles, platforms and stuff like that. So rather than just picking one, we've gone for a range of Hi-Capas. We're going to just discuss like the reason why a lot of new players go for them, the pros, cons, options that are available. I have got a few Vorsk here and WE, but obviously there's loads of other brands. As always, if you've got any questions about anything to do with getting into Airsoft, new player, anything like that, or Hi-Capas themselves, just drop them down below. We'll flash them up on screen and make sure we answer your question as quickly as possible. So, Hi-Capas, what are they? Why are they so popular right now? And where do they fit in when it comes to new players? So a Hi-Capa is a extension or a evolution of the 1911. So the iconic platform from 1911 when it was first invented, all the way through to modern times. The Hi-Capa is almost what you'd call the 2011 is when they sort of first started rearing their heads. It's a double stack magazine, so you're getting more rounds in there. It's a slightly wider slide. It has very similar features, so that really good platform, the really good system that it has, they've just tried to improve on it, and they definitely have done. There are a load of different variants of it. We'll start off with just the WE one that we have here, which is the plainest that I have here, but doesn't mean it doesn't keep up. So if you want to think something super simple and just functional, you're not going to be using it as a primary, you want it as a secondary, draw it, use it, put it away, no bells or whistles, and you're not just going to be running around with just this. The WE and the sort of more plain ones are perfectly acceptable. It does come with a threaded barrel and basic iron sights. There is a rail underneath. You can get some that don't have rails, but a lot of the time you will find a rail on a Hi-Capa, meaning torches, lasers, and anything like that can go on there. Serrations are most of the time found just on the back. This allows you, when you're racking that first round in, it's just that little bit of grip, especially where if it's wet, you've got gloves on or anything like that, it's just assistance. Purely for when you are empty, if the slide is racked back and you put a magazine in, you can either press the slide release, or you can just rack it quickly. You could hit the rear slide or just grab that, and it does assist in putting that first round back in. Grips on the basic one, they are textured, and the front is textured, making this really, really comfortable, especially with gloves on. These do stick in the hand really, really nice. As I was saying with sights, with these ones, they are very basic. There's no dots, fibre or anything like that. It is just a simple gap at the back and a small dot at the front. Skeletonized hammer, but as with 1911s, what they've done with the Hi-Capa, they've kept the dual safety. So the actual physical safety at the back, which locks the slide up, you can see it going up and down, it is on both sides. And when that is down, that goes up once it's racked, and it stops the slide moving at all, and it also stops the hammer. Once that's down, there's another safety here. So when you hold this, that presses it, and it just means it can be pressed and fired. So moving on from a more basic model, we'll come on to the Vorsk one that we've got here. So this is what we designate as a Hi-Capa 4.3. And what they mean by that is the overall length of it. You have a 4.3 and a 5.1. There are other ones, but I'll come on to that in a minute. But they're the two most common denominations between Hi-Capas, and it's just an overall length. It doesn't massively affect anything to do with performance or anything like that. You've just got a slightly bigger slide and a slightly bigger rail, and obviously the overall lower receiver is bigger, so a 4.5, the slides aren't really compatible with each other, so you are stuck with length. So what Vorsk have done, if they've gone for loads of different styles of colour, upper and lower, cutouts and everything like that. These are purely designed to lighten the slide. Again, they've tried to incorporate the cuttings into the design of it, so they do still have cuttings at the back, and again the cutouts in the rail and everything like that, that's so you can grab it from other parts. It's just a byproduct of making it lightweight. It's just it's not designed like that, it's just conveniently how it works. What you will notice with this one is the front sight and the rear sight are very slightly different. These are what are deemed fiber sights. So how these work is, regardless where light hits these, the way fiber works, once light hits it, it then travels down the tube, and the end just becomes very, very bright. You have these at the back as well, so when you are aiming this, all you're looking is for 3 dots in a line, and you know that you're on target. At the front, we do have an adapter for any devices that you want to put on the front, like Spitfires, tracer units, anything like that. Very, very popular with Hi-Capas at the moment is the Spitfire tracer unit, meaning that you can be firing glow-in-the-dark BBs everywhere and having loads of fun. So if you've got a torch on the bottom of this one, so again, this has a rail on it as well, and a Spitfire on the front, throw some RZR tracer BBs in this, and you're going to have a lot of fun. Another slight difference with this Hi-Capa, again, you do have this textured, rubberized, almost knurled handguard, sort of lower receiver. Again, this is a common thing throughout all Hi-Capas, is that extra grip. So you've got knurling on the front, rubberized texture on the front there, and that even goes around on the trigger guard as well. Questions on YouTube. Which one of these 6 is your personal favourite? The way I run sidearms is I would genuinely probably just go for the plain one. I run a sidearm to be a sidearm. I don't run it as a primary. So I also have an AR or anything like that as a primary. This is just if the primary goes dry, out of ammo, and there's a target around, I can draw this and know it's going to function very, very well. Because I'm not going to run around with this and expect to be accurate and just run it all day. I just want it to draw, fire, and put away. So I'd personally probably go for something like this. The only other one on here I might go for is probably a split slide variant, which I will come on to now. Purely split slides, maybe not with the optic or anything like that, but if this didn't have the optic on it, the slight difference with these is only half of the slide moves. So what that means is this front end is attached to the lower via screws and everything. It means that the gas, when you're firing this, only has half the weight to move. So it moves faster, it cycles faster, it's more efficient. It's just, personally, they're overall slightly better. I can't really think of any downsides of it, except that it doesn't kick as much. If you're after that really powerful bang every time that you pull the trigger on this, probably wouldn't go for this. But if you're after super efficiency, definitely this. Do these come with the sights as shown? Individual models, if a model here has the dot sight on it, that one comes with it. What Vorsk have done is each model is available as a standard or with a BDS. So this is what we'd call a TDS, and this is a BDS. Tan dot sight and black dot sight. They're available with and without, and it's completely up to you. Unfortunately, the dot sights aren't available separately. The Vorsk ones, anyway, you can get the dot sights separately from other brands. But what they've done is you can buy the Hi-Capa as is, or you can buy it with the dot sight. So again, so some Hi-Capas that have it attached to a rail style. So the way that the cutouts are done on this one is this front end acts like a 20mm rail, and this dot sight is simply Riz attached to the front end. Coming to the gold variant that we have here, so what they've done with this one is this actually has the rail cut out and an RMR plate attached, so you can see these fibre sights at the back are slightly raised, and the front one is slightly raised compared to the previous ones that we've looked at. What that means is they can actually look through the dot sight, so if the battery runs out or anything like that, you still have a sight picture. So coming on to the one that is obviously massively different at the end here, so this is the Raven Dragon. So from here backwards, it's pretty much the same as any other Hi-Capa. What they've done is, using adapters and everything, they've added a large compensator, extended the barrel, and added a extra bit at the front here. And the optic is actually mounted with screws onto a plate and onto the top. Again, this is almost a 3/4 slide. So again, it's not quite as heavy as a full slide, so it is going to be very efficient. It's going to be very loud. And what this allows is to have that longer barrel, increasing your FPS. Much, much better if you're going to run this as a primary. It is going to be a little bit heavier and a bit more unwieldy, but you're going to have a bit of a longer range, a bit more accuracy, and a bit more power behind it. And again, with the dot sight, you've got a lot of accuracy there. Apart from that, they haven't put the heightened iron sights on this. They've just put the standard ones on because the actual rail mount can just be taken off quite simply. Again, they've put mock sort of ports on the front, again just for looks, and again the rail cuts all the way back, so you've got plenty of space for bits and bats. The big boy looks like a Robocop gun. Yes, it's about as big, and if you could make this thing full auto, you would definitely have a lot of fun. Most of the time, Hi-Capas currently are semi-auto out of the box. If you're looking for a full auto variant, you have to look for a specific model, but some are. If a Hi-Capa has a full auto capability, the safety at the back here, so moving the left side, is the safety. If you have a full auto variant, the right hand side is your fire selector. So if it is up, it is semi-auto. If it is down, it is full auto. That is quite rare across Hi-Capas, but the fire select is found on the safety. So if you have one that you can't figure out why it's not doing semi-auto, just check that side there. Jack on Facebook. What mags would they need to buy if you wanted extra? Hi-Capa mags are quite finicky between brands, so if you do have a Vorsk, or you do have a Raven, or you do have a TM, try and stick with that brand of Hi-Cap mag, because then you know it's going to work. Most Hi-Cap mags are very, very similar in look, sort of thick tip towards the top, and have the big base plate at the bottom. To fill these, there's a hole in the bottom, just there, finding the trader valve. You get a tin of gas, stick it in the top, and inject the gas into it. The best way that I've advised people to do this is listen to the tin of gas. You'll hear it hissing. Once it stops hissing, take it off, give it a shake, bang it back on, and you'll hear it hiss slightly. Once the can of gas stops hissing, you know the pressure is equalised, and you know this is full. To fill Hi-Capa magazines with BBs, the follower has two little hooks on it. Grab them, slide it down, and at the bottom here, the actual track widens, so you don't have to push BBs through the feed lips and possibly push them apart or crack them or anything like that. There's a wider space at the bottom, so you turn it upside down, use a speed loader, or simply one by one stick them in the widened gap that is there, making it much, much easier. A thing to keep track of as well is the part of the sort of feed at the top. You might not be able to see it here, but there's a bit on the side of the magazine there that is attached to the follower. That needs to be made sure that it is serviceable and still there, because that is what, when this is out of rounds, is what pushes up and causes the slide to lock back. So once the last BB is out of there and it is in, once the slide comes back, it's what pushes the slide lock up and locks the slide back, allowing you to know that you are empty. Do you need a Yokara for the non-standard colour pistols? So, Yukara is for non-military style colours. So, purple, yellow, blue, not this green, unfortunately. It looks quite bright on here, but it is actually more of an OD sort of military green. So, it has to be a non-military colour. So there are pre-two-toned versions of a lot of Hi-Capas that are pre-painted in two-tone blue, but unfortunately the gold is not considered a two-tone colour, so it would have to be painted. If you are looking for something that's gold or a little bit funny, If you look at the Armourer Works Hi-Capas, they do a red and gold version that is considered two-tone. That's the best way to look at it. But again, if you're looking for something very, very cool, you can't go wrong. I mean, look at that glint. This thing isn't just gold, it is a chrome, super shiny, very, very cool gold. And they've gone to the effort of doing all the accessory parts for it, the adapter, the trigger, all the controls, every part of this, even the screws have been done in gold, the flared magwell and everything like that. Speaking of controls and everything like that, we'll come to one of the standard ones and just go through it. So on the left-hand side, where so you see where my finger is here, on the opposite side there's a little button. The magazine will drop out, so make sure you either know where it's dropping, it's going to grass, mud or anything like that, or you take it out by hand. Under here, the flared magwell is designed because of the tapering of the magazine. It can come in at various angles and it's just easier to find and getting nice and easy. Slide lock and slide release is found on the left hand side, so when that is back and up, you will have to then press it down for it to go forward. Safety I've already mentioned at the back, and the slide lock is also how you remove the slide as well. Halfway back, push that out, take it off, and that is where you will find the hop up. So about here on the inside, there's you take the slide off, there's a slight wheel, there's an arrow which tells you which direction to apply hop. The more hop you apply means the more pressure is pushed down on the BB, giving it backspin, meaning you get a straighter, cleaner, nicer trajectory of BB. If you have no hop on, the BB will simply drop after maybe 10-20 foot. With too much hop on, it will come out and skyrocket after a certain length of time. Once you've got it set at the appropriate amount of pressure for the BB and the power that you're firing, it will float nicely into the distance, probably beyond what your vision is. Tommy on YouTube, will there be any new World War II or historical platforms that will be added to your stock? Restocks and new products are constant. Deliveries and restocks are every single day, where depending on brand, supplier and everything like that. The best thing to do is if you're after a specific model or you've seen something somewhere else, just give us a call, email us, send us a message on Instagram. It's easy for us to check, and we'll see whether or not we can and are going to get it back in, or if we're going to get it brand new at all. So if there's any other questions on this, I'll just go through a quick overview of what we've covered. What is the performance like compared to TM? That's from Mark on Facebook. So the main bonus with TM compared to other brands is the fact that the slide is plastic, along with many other things. But what that allows is a faster slide movement, a more efficient system. So even when the magazine is almost empty, it doesn't take much gas or anything to throw the slide back, lock it back. Air seal and everything like that is going to be very similar, but it all comes down to barrel and production. You may get a very similar feel. These things are a lot heavier, but because you're only throwing half a slide back, efficiency, shot for shot, and gas are probably very similar with these. But the gold match is probably, as it sounds, the gold standard of Hi-Capas with a lot of aftermarket parts available. But if you're after something that's cool and different, it's probably best to look at something that is pre-built like that than get a gold match and try to make it look like that. Do you sell PB merch? Currently, no. We used to a long time ago, but if people are interested in PB merch, we might put a poll up and see if people want it. We're more than happy to start that. If people want to rock PB hoodies, it probably won't say that on it, but if you're wanting something that's got patrol base on it, hoodies, t-shirts, we might put a poll up. Keep an eye on Instagram. We might throw that up afterwards and see what the feels are like. But if that's everything on Hi-Capas, if there's no final questions, so we've got the Dragon, which is the huge sort of primary if you want to run something solely as that. It's got the long barrel, it's got the optic, so it'll have the power, it'll have the range, it'll have the accuracy. If you just want something purely functional, I'd go for something more plain and standard. It's better for budget, and you're just going to draw it, use it, put it away, and it's just going to be Mr. Reliable. The rest of them, again, it's all down to looks. Airsoft is about liking what you're using. So if you like the look of something, that is probably 50 to 60% of the battle with airsoft. So we have the 5.1 and the 4.3 different sizes. We've got BDS and TDS variants, so black dot sight and tan dot sight. Whether or not it is attached via RIS or a specific RMR plate, there is a Hi-Capa option for absolutely everyone. So if you're in the market for a sidearm, or you're wanting a sidearm that you can sometimes go to a CQB site and work as a primary, Hi-Capas are where it's at, whether or not it's Forsk, WE, Raven or TM. Just give them a look. I can guarantee you'll find something that you like. Oh, we've got another question coming in. Shane, could you do a Glock stream? Will you be getting any Tokyo Marui in stock anytime soon? So Umarex is on its way back in, and it's where we're concentrating our time on right now. So as soon as they land, we will bring them out. We did a Umarex live stream a few weeks back, so if you want to go back and check that out, we cover all the different Glocks that we have and some various other platforms that are very, very cool, including the 417 and the 416. But when it comes to Glock, Umarex is on its way back. 17s, 18s, 19s, 18Cs, so the full auto variants. But yes, Glocks will be back soon, but it will be Umarex. But if that's everything for today, it's always good talking to you. I love it when people interact as much as they do. But if that's everything, this has been Hi-Capas. I highly recommend checking these out. There is one for everyone. So if there's one here that you've not found that suits you, I can guarantee there'll be one out there. So if that's everything for today, we'll be back again tomorrow with a final piece on new player. We'll see if we can find something really cool for you. But until then, I'll see you in a bit. Bye.